Good morning and a very warm welcome. You're watching the Breakfast Rundown on TV1. I'm Therunee Karunaratne, and as always, we're coming to you live from our Newsfirst studios here in Colombo. This morning too, we are ready to bring to you details on all the top stories from both here at home and around the world. So do stay tuned with us for the news in detail. We start off with news here at home as always. Employees representing 28 trade unions within the Ceylon Electricity Board have decided to report sick leave today as part of a collective protest. According to Kosala Abesinghe, president of the CEB Technical Engineers Union, this decision was made to demand a collective agreement that ensures the protection of employee benefits as well as privileges. Now, the trade unions stressed that the protest action is a response to concerns over the future security and rights of CEB workers, and they are calling for formal negotiations to address their demands. Now, the Parliament is scheduled to convene this morning at 9:30 a.m, chaired by Speaker Dr. Karunaratne. This week's parliamentary sittings will be held from today through Friday. On today's agenda is the second reading debate on two key bills. Those are the National Minimum Wage of Workers Amendment Bill and the Budgetary Relief Allowance of Workers Amendment Bill. Now, both these bills were presented for the first reading in Parliament on the 3rd of June 2025. In addition, the opposition is scheduled to present motions during the adjournment debate from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. this evening. With that, let's move on to more local news for this morning. Two individuals were arrested last night in connection with a shooting incident that occurred on Rajapaksha Mavatha in Sidua, which left one person injured. Now, the incident took place at around 8:30 p.m. yesterday on Sidua Rajapaksha Mavatha. According to police sources, the victim of this shooting was the father of a Pradeshia Sabha member representing the National People's Power. The injured individual is a retired officer of the Sri Lanka Army. Police reports indicate that the shooting occurred while the victim was near a local shop when two assailants on a motorcycle approached and opened fire before fleeing the scene. Now, the motive behind this attack still remains unknown. It has been confirmed that the shooting was carried out using a pistol. Police stated that they are currently interrogating the two suspects arrested in connection with the incident. Further investigations are being conducted by the Negombo Divisional Crime Investigation Unit along with the Sidua Police. Meanwhile, Minister of Public Security Ananda Vijaypala has announced that island-wide search operations targeting organized criminals are being carried out continuously. According to the minister, these operations are being conducted in coordination with the Tri-Forces, Sri Lanka Police as well as the Police Special Task Force. As part of these operations, a house-to-house search was conducted last night in the Kirulapana Police Division with the participation of both Kirulapana Police officers and members of the armed forces. In addition, police confirmed that a special vehicle inspection operation was also carried out in this area. The Ministry of Public Security further stated that similar search operations are expected to be conducted across the country in the coming days, and public cooperation is being sought to ensure the success of these efforts. And in more local news, Minister of Public Security Ananda Vijaypala has announced the commencement of the recruitment process for 2,500 new police officers into the Sri Lanka Police. According to the minister, this recruitment includes police constables as well as sub-inspectors of police. Minister Vijaypala further stated that following this intake of 2,500 officers, plans are already in place to recruit an additional 2,500 police personnel in the near future as well. Meanwhile, Deputy Minister of Agriculture Therunee Karunaratne has announced that approximately 2,000 metric tons of paddy have been purchased so far during the Yalla harvesting season. He further stated that a system has been developed for purchasing wet paddy, ensuring a more structured and efficient process for handling freshly harvested rice. According to the Deputy Minister, the necessary arrangements are currently being finalized to fully implement this mechanism and streamline paddy procurement operations. The Anunnaka of the Asgiri chapter of the Siam sect, Most Venerable Anamadweshri Dhammadasi Anunnaka Thero, passed away early yesterday morning, concluding his exemplary life journey of 67 years. Last night, the mortal remains of the late Anunnaka Thero were brought to the historic Liangastana Purana Vihara in Gohaguda, where they were placed for public respect and veneration. This evening, the mortal remains will be taken to the Asgiriya Mahavihara in Kandy. They will be kept at the Udugamashri Buddharakita Memorial Hall until the 24th of July. The cremation of the mortal remains of the late Anunnaka Thero will be held on the 24th of July at the Asgiriya Police Grounds in Kandy with state sponsorship. Finally, onto your weather forecast for this morning. The Met Department says that showers will occur at times in the western, Sabaragamuwa and central provinces and in the Gaul and Mathura districts. Fairly heavy falls of about 75 millimeters are likely at some places in the Sabaragamuwa province and in the Nuwara Eliya, Kandy, Gaul, Mathura and Kaluthara districts. Several spells of showers may occur in the northwestern and northern provinces and in the Hambantota district as well. Now, strong winds of about 55 to 60 kilometers per hour can be expected at times over the western slopes of the central hills and in the northern, north central, northwestern, central, southern and Sabaragamuwa provinces and in the Trincomalee district. Fairly strong winds of about 40 to 50 kilometers per hour can be expected at times elsewhere as well. As always, the general public is requested to take adequate precautions to minimize damages caused by temporary localized strong winds and lightning during thunder showers. With that, let's move on to news overseas. The United Kingdom and 27 other countries have called for an immediate end to the war in Gaza, where they say the suffering of civilians has reached new depths. A joint statement released by these countries says Israel's aid delivery model is dangerous and condemns what it's called the drip feeding of aid and the inhumane killing of civilians seeking food and water. Now, there have been many international statements condemning Israel's tactics in Gaza during the past 21 months of its war with Hamas. But this declaration is notable for its candor. The signatories are the foreign ministers of the UK and 27 other nations, including Australia, Canada, France, Italy, Japan, New Zealand and Switzerland. The statement begins by declaring that the war in Gaza must end now. Then it warns, and I quote, "The suffering of civilians in Gaza has reached new depths. The Israeli government's aid delivery model is dangerous, fuels instability and deprives Gazans of human dignity." Unquote. Well, the joint statement also says, and I quote once again, "We condemn the drip feeding of aid and the inhumane killing of civilians, including children, seeking to meet their most basic needs of water and food. It is horrifying that over 800 Palestinians have been killed while seeking aid." Unquote. UK Foreign Secretary David Lammy later told the House of Commons a litany of horrors was taking place in Gaza, including the strikes that have killed desperate and starving children. Israel's foreign ministry rejected the country's statement, saying that it was disconnected from reality and sends the wrong message to Hamas. The ministry accused the armed group of spreading lies and undermining aid distribution rather than agreeing to a new ceasefire and hostage release deal. Let's take a look at what UK Foreign Secretary David Lammy had to say.
But I utterly condemn the killing of civilians seeking to meet their basic needs. The Israeli government must answer what possible military justification can there be for strikes that have killed desperate, starving children? What immediate actions are they taking to stop this litany of horrors? And what will they do to hold those responsible to account? Mr. Speaker, today I join a statement of 31 foreign ministers as signatories with a simple, urgent message: the war in Gaza must end now. There is no military solution. Negotiations will secure the hostages. Further bloodshed serves no purpose. Hamas and Israel must both commit to a ceasefire now, and the next ceasefire must be the last ceasefire.
That was UK Foreign Secretary David Lammy speaking to the House of Commons. Well, Gaza's Hamas-run health ministry said that more than 100 Palestinians were killed by Israeli fire while waiting for food over the weekend, and that 19 others died as a result of malnutrition. With that, let's move on to sports news for this morning. This morning in sports, it's cricket. The England cricket team has announced its squad for the 4th Test match against India, set to begin tomorrow in Manchester. Liam Dawson has been called up to the squad, replacing Shoaib Bashir, who was injured during the 3rd Test. This marks Dawson's first Test appearance since 2017. The team, led by Ben Stokes, includes key players such as Zach Crawley, Ben Duckett, Ollie Pope, Joe Root, Harry Brook, Jamie Smith and Jofra Archer. England currently leads the 5-match Test series 2-1 after securing 2 wins in the first 3 games. The 4th Test is part of the ongoing 2025-2027 ICC World Test Championship cycle, adding further significance to the high-stakes clash between the two cricketing giants. Well, that brings to a close this morning's edition of the Breakfast Rundown on TV1. I'm Therunee Karunaratne. Thank you for joining us this morning, and do join us tomorrow as well. Same time, same place, for more of the very latest from here at home and around the world. Take care. Have a wonderful day ahead.